So making an update video today for you. I know I made the update video a little bit ago, project update. This is going to be like a life update or farm update or whatever you want to call it. I've had some things come up, and I've been telling you guys I've been buying a house, or talking about buying a house, some land. I am buying a house. It doesn't have any land per se. It's in town. It's a house that Dad bought for my aunt. There's a backstory to that, but we ain't gonna get into that. He bought it for my aunt, and he told me that if I ever wanted a house in town, he would sell it to me. So I'm gonna buy it and fix it up and sell it and use the money I make off of it for a down payment for a decent sized farm. Decent size being 50 acres ish, or whatever I can afford. So that's one of the things that have come up, and I'll probably be moving into that house about mid to the end of June, and there'll be videos of what's going to be done there because it needs a roof and stuff like that and remodeled. So there'll be some house remodeling videos. There'll still be farm videos because I'll be out here working on stuff. Another part of the update is the H. It might be leaving. I haven't decided yet. Thursday, today is Saturday, Kentucky Derby Day for the folks that watch the Kentucky Derby. Thursday, I was rained out of work, so I went down to the livestock sale and got talking to my cousin, and my grandpa's neighbors have a farm, and my cousin lives across the road from them. They're selling some of their stuff. Well, all their stuff. The guy that lived there died, and they had some stuff they wanted to sell, and he was telling me they had a farm mall with a loader on it for sale. I said, "Oh, what is it?" He said, "Well, I think it's an H or an M." He wasn't too sure, but it had a loader on it. I said, "Well, I have to go over and look at it." He said, "Well, they got a manure spreader too, and some discs, and a hay baler." I said, "I don't really need the hay baler." I said, "I do need a manure spreader." He said, "Well, it's ground drive." I said, "I'll have to look at it." He said, "It's in real good shape." So I went over today and looked at it, and the tractor was neither an H or an M. It was actually a 400, had the loader on it, and it had the 2-point quick hitch for the back. You know, their fancy quick hitch that International came up with. I believe it's called the fast hitch. So they had that, and then I looked over in the corner, and they had a 3-bottom plow for the fast hitch. And he said, "You know what? There's another piece outside that's got that fast hitch on it." And I got to looking, and it was a 6-row cultivator for corn or beans or whatever, you know. And so I made an offer on that whole thing as a unit. And I made an offer on the baler. They also had a Allis-Chalmers all-crop combine, pull-behind combine. It's in pretty decent shape. I mean, it needs some TLC. I made an offer on that. The manure spreader actually turned out to be a PTO drive manure spreader, and it's a pretty good sized one. So I made an offer on that. I also made an offer on a Cyclone planter, corn planter, 6-row corn planter. I didn't offer her much for it. I offered her probably scrap value for it because I don't have a use for it really. I could cut it down and maybe make a 3-row planter or 4-row or 2-row or whatever out of it. And so I didn't offer much on that. And I think I made an offer on a sickle bar mower too, pull behind sickle bar mower. The main things I want to get are the tractor with the 2 attachments and the manure spreader. Also, wouldn't mind getting the combine and the baler. I don't really need the baler. I have a baler. It would just be a good piece to go with the tractor for a show or something. As It's an International 425 baler, I believe. But if I end up getting the manure spreader, I'm going to sell this little one. I'm probably going to sell it anyways, because I don't really... It's too light duty for what I do, or try to spread anyways, and I don't really use it that much. I can borrow my grandpa's. The main reason I want a PTO powered one is so I can just park it out back in front of the compost pile and just let it run and chop everything up. And I'm also going to sell that Cub Cadet mower. I bought it for make a pulling tractor out of, and it's too good to do anything to, I think, except restore it. And it needs some work. Not major work, I mean just piddly little stuff. But I don't really need it. And my grandpa he gave me a mower today, his old riding mower. Nothing wrong with it, he just weird and wanted a new one, so nothing really wrong with it. So I'm going to use it instead of that Cub Cadet. It's got a bigger deck, more power. But the H, I haven't decided yet. It might be leaving the farm if I get that tractor, because I really won't need it. I mean, the only reason to keep it would just be for the collector part of it, which is the reason I bought it anyway. Well, I didn't buy it because of that. I bought an old International truck that was a pile of junk, and this tractor was my way out of it. And I have more money than I care to think about in this tractor that I'll never get out of it, so I don't know. I haven't decided what to do with it yet. I need to check some stuff out. But I got that. That's update for that. I'll include pictures of the stuff I looked at in the video. I got some pictures of it. I got a picture of the tractor, the combine, the baler, and I think that's all I got pictures of. They had two other tractors there, two Ford 8600s, one with a cab, one without. I don't need them. She wants way too much for them, for the condition they're in. But another part of the update is I bought some fencing supplies, so I can finally get this pasture up. Since I'm going to be in town, I won't have a place to put the goats. Bunny rabbit. Won't have a place to put the goats, so I got to get this done. But I went and bought 4 rolls of field fence, 100 T-posts, 2 16-foot gates, and a 4-foot gate. So that'll fence this off. It'll be tight as far as rolls of fence. I calculated it at 4 rolls of fence, pretty much exactly. So we'll see how that goes. I opted to get the field fence instead of the goat fence because there was a $400 difference, about $100 per roll. And my grandpa has his goats with the field fence, and they don't get out, so here comes Jack running. So there'll be fencing videos and all kinds of videos. I finally got license plates for that truck. Give you an update on it. I haven't done nothing to it. There's the update. Actually, I did. I had it in the barn the other day. My buddy wanted to check it out, and we checked he noticed it was making a heck of a noise in the transmission, which in the one video you guys could hear it rattling. Well, what it was is that throwout bearing was rattling, so we greased it, and there wasn't a drop of fluid in that transmission. We put probably 3 gallons of fluid in the transmission. So I did that, and it sounded way better. It don't make any noise now. And another thing we noticed, the brake chambers, when you put the park brake on, they're slow to set. Oh, excuse me. They're slow to set, so we believe the compression springs, I don't know why I'm so gassy. The compression springs for your park brake are wore out. This truck sat, best I can figure out, since 2012 in the spot I bought it at. and that's a long time for the brakes to be set, so I wouldn't doubt it if them springs were wore out, because you can hit the service brakes and then the rods there shoot right out and lock on, so it's got to be the compression springs are bad. But my plans for this truck, you guys know I'm going to use it for the putting the straw down, but as far as maintenance for the truck this year, I want to get the air leak solved and the brakes and all that figured out, and then each year to come I'll find something else to nitpick at. Probably next year I'll fix all the leaks in the transmission. Will be that project. So it ain't a bad truck. It's a little rusty, and I gotta figure out the wiper valve in there broke. I gotta get a new valve for it. That goat, I tell you what, that irritates the hell out of me. Pushing on that fence. So I was looking today, got an Auto Trader, and there was a truck. It's a Ford LN 8000, single axle, shorter than this one. It's a 79 with a cat and a 5-speed. And the guy wanted $17.50 for it. Had the fifth wheel on. I said, you know what? I should have bought it instead of that truck. Then I could have had two matching trucks. But and I also found a 2004 F250 for $1,500. I don't know what's wrong with it, or what, but I was thinking about going to look at it because I think it's about time to replace the old F-150. She's getting pretty wore out, having transmission issues. Is that a dent in the... No, that's just a reflection. Thought I had a big dent in the side. She's got transmission issues and just everything else. Front end needs rebuilt. You can see she's sitting kind of crooked. So, let me show you the lawnmower my grandpa gave me. It's a older Craftsman. This is the lawnmower he gave me. The deck needs fixed on it. One of the mounts broke. But this deck on this Husqvarna, these two are the exact same. They're identical. Craftsman, Husqvarna. So I'm just going to switch the decks. And the steering on this one was wore out a little bit. It's got... it ain't too bad. Not enough to worry about. That bothered him, the steering, I guess. But this one, the engine's bad in. I'm going to take the bumper off, deck, some of the better parts, tires, keep for this one. So that should do it for the update. It's going on 13 minutes, or it's after 13 minutes, so. Oh, and I did. Let me show you this. While we were there looking at that farm machine, we found some license plates. And I was telling Dad we should get historic plates for that semi. Won't cost me as much money. And we found 3 sets of 1973 plates. And that's interesting. Them ones are sequential. And these ones are even farm plates. So I could put them on that truck. I could probably put any of them on that truck. But them are farm plates, and these are just regular automobile plates. And asks if your seatbelts are fastened, but they had piles and piles of license plates, piles of all kinds of good stuff. I'm telling you. I even found an old wooden transit stand. I thought it was pretty neat. And the guy told me, he said, if you buy any of that stuff, we'll just throw that in there with it. I said, I'll give you $5 for it. So. Alright, that's the update, and I'll throw the pictures in of the equipment at the end. So, thanks for watching.